the late 19th century, the concept of a synchronized global clock simply did not exist. Instead, time was dictated entirely by the sun. Every single city and town across the globe set its own isolated local time, based exactly on where the sun sat in the sky above their own town square. When it was exactly solar noon in New York City, it was a completely different time in Boston, and a different time altogether in Philadelphia. This localized, completely decentralized system of timekeeping functioned perfectly for human society until the Industrial Revolution birthed the steam locomotive and the transcontinental railroad. Because time was treated as a localized, natural phenomenon instead of a rigid global standard, large-scale lateness was mathematically impossible. That isolation was violently shattered by the birth of the steam locomotive and the transcontinental railroad. Suddenly, massive iron machines were hurtling across the country at speeds humanity had never experienced, crossing dozens of distinct local time zones in one day. This created an immediate logistical nightmare. Imagine two trains approaching from opposite directions on the same track, each operating under a completely different local time frame. Because schedules mathematically overlap, both crews would calculate they had the right of way based on their own town's clock. The result was a series of catastrophic, fatal train collisions that terrified the American public. The invention of high-speed travel took the harmless, natural rhythm of local time and turned it into a deadly infrastructural crisis. To stop the carnage, the massive American railroad monopolies stepped in during November of 1883. These powerful railroad barons completely bypassed the United States government, choosing to violently force a brand new temporal system onto the nation themselves. This map shows the solution they implemented, a rigid system of standardized, synchronized time zones. If you look closely at the 4 clock dials framing the map, you can see exactly how the railways mandated synchronized timing across vast regional territories. Mainstream historians will tell you this shift was a necessary infrastructural leap for public safety and transportation. They are completely wrong. The accepted narrative of public safety is a cover story, masking the true economic fallout of this shift. We have to ask the classic question: who benefits? If standardized time was genuinely meant to save lives, why did its primary consequence perfectly birth a completely unrelated consumer industry? The immediate societal fallout in 1883 was staggering. Overnight, everyday citizens were required to own highly accurate, synchronized accursional timepieces just to navigate basic society without missing their trains. The true orchestrators behind this temporal shift were part of a shadowy corporate cabal known as Big Watch. By forcing a global temporal panic, the 19th century railroad barons manipulated the fundamental human perception of time itself. They subjected the population to a state of synchronized anxiety, a premeditated psychological operation designed to manufacture a need for constant temporal surveillance. The massive investment required to lay transcontinental tracks was never intended to turn a profit on passengers or cargo. Those iron rails functioned as a steam-powered marketing expense, designed to trap every citizen into a mandatory captive market for pocket watches. We invented train crashes to provide the perfect justification for an artificial multi-billion-dollar consumer jewelry market. Over the following decades, the mandatory pocket watch naturally evolved, laying the economic groundwork for the modern luxury wristwatch industry. We can trace this lineage directly from the 1880s straight to the Rolex you might glance at today. The synchronized panic instilled in the 19th century never actually stopped. It escalated. That sheer panic you feel when you are 5 minutes late to a digital Zoom meeting is the precise intended result of this long-running extortion plot. The gears and the steam engines are undeniable. They were used to construct a modern temporal prison that we all willingly live in. We occupy a manufactured corporate cage, left to navigate the dizzying mechanics of the Timeline Circus.